So, okay, so this is the partner portal, and this is where you log in to manage your users, to manage your accounts, to start trials, check billing, that kind of stuff. The home page really reflects some shortcuts to a lot of the tabs that are up top. One of the ones to make note of is this deal registration right here. We recommend that you guys deal reg everything that you're working on for a couple of reasons. One being that if you deal reg an annual enterprise account prior to close, you get an incremental 10% margin on that account, right? So you can make more margins with things that are deal reg. The more important reason is a lot of clients of yours don't really understand the relationship between an MSP or a VAR and a technology partner like ourselves. So they end up coming and reaching out to us directly for questions and assistance on the service. And, without deal reg, it's hard for us to know if they belong to a partner. So when you deal reg something, that flags it in our system to let us know that it belongs to you. So if they come and, make their way to us, we know to send them back your direction, right? So that makes it a little easier on our side. So that's a good reason to do that as well, okay? And, basically you fill out a form like this. You're putting in the information about your client. You basically enter most of the information here. This gets submitted to the channel partner manager, and then it's entered into our system, okay? So pretty easy to do. And so if you're just going to be working with somebody, you want to make sure you guys do that. Starting a trial is up here at the top right, okay? And this is how you guys start trials for clients. And you just click here like this, and it'll open up, and you're going to put your client's name in here, right here. What version of the service they want to play with, and it'll recommend what, resources are associated to that plan. And then if they want to do monthly or annual billing, and if this is going to be your team internally, okay, so if this is the account that you guys are starting for your own company, you want to check off this IUL, this internal user license. That flags to our system and our billing that that's your account, and you'll be appropriated the right discount for your own personal account, okay? So that's what this IUL is for. The 14-day trial button is just making sure that this is an activated trial, meaning it will be in a duration of 14 days prior to payment. And then the create admin is basically where you can create the administrator for this team. This is not yourself. It can be yourself, but this is typically somebody within their company. And the reason I'm saying that is because we have a button or a way that you can actually enter these accounts as an admin without having to juggle your own login credentials for each team that you guys start, okay? So that's starting a trial. Once the trial is created, you can go to the team tab here, and you can see a list of all the accounts that are active under your partner portal, as well as trials. And if you want to filter and find the trials compared to the actual accounts, you can always drop this down like this and enter the trial right here, and that will allow you to find all the trials that are active and still live. Now, something to really make note of here is that our system, the way it works is that the second a trial, not necessarily the second of, but pretty close after a trial expires, it is registered as being a converted team, and our billing will bill you for that team. So it's very important, it's very critical that you guys monitor and maintain the trials with how many days are left on the trial, and as these things get very close to the end of their trials, you either want to deactivate them or delete them based on the relationship you have with the client if they are not moving forward with the service. If they're moving forward with the service, it just sort of expires and then it becomes live, right? There's nothing you need to do. But if the trial is, a day or two out from being expired and you talk to the client, they don't want to move forward with it, if they have data inside the cloud that they need to pull out, you might want to deactivate that trial. And the way to do that is you just click on the box here or right click on it, and you go to Edit Team, and you'll see a button here called Team Enabled. If I uncheck this, it basically disables the team. It renders the people in the team unable to log into the service. You can log into the service as a partner and remove data or migrate data or whatever you need to do. But it stops the users from getting in, and it suspends the trial from being billed as well, wrongly or correctly, okay? That's one way to sort of shut off that valve. The other way is to go to the team tab, find that trial that's getting close to expiration, and then just click on the box, and you can just delete the team. Now, that would wipe the trial and the data out of the service right there on the spot. So you want to make sure that if they're demoing the service but putting stuff up there they want to get back, you don't go in there and delete that unless that's fine with them. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Pretty clear on that?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, cool. And it'll say how many days. It's a 14-day trial. There's some other really good stuff in here as well, showing how much storage quota, how many members are active versus how many have been deployed, how many connections are active versus how many have been deployed. So there's a lot of transparency here that allows you to, assist these clients in building these accounts out or growing them or, facilitating them in other ways. The other thing that you can do is you can click on an account, one of the teams. So again, I'm in the team tab. I find one of these teams and I click on it. It opens it up, becomes a little bit more transparent with some of the things that are going on in here. Talks a little bit about the team setup here. Now you have a button up at the top right called Manage Team. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow you through the partner portal to be able to springboard yourself directly into this account. So if I click on this like this, it's going to launch me into this actual account as an admin. And now I can actually add members, I can adjust connections, groups, devices, I can go to configuration, I can do Active Directory, Salesforce policies, and reporting. Now this again is an enterprise account that this Alchemy Solutions have, but nevertheless you can understand that you're still logging in as an admin regardless of pro or enterprise. And then if I want to get back to the partner portal, top right, I go like this, and now I'm back to the partner portal again. And I can get into the team tab and I can do the same thing for other teams. Okay, so that's allowing you guys to be able to facilitate these accounts without actually having a login credential for these accounts, right? And that's that makes your life a little easier. The next tab is users, and users allows you to really just get more granularity into the users of all the accounts that you guys have under your belt. And so this is going to show you how many computers each person has, what their storage used is, last time they logged in, the date they were created. This is just good information. If you need to do a search, you can do that. Computers is the same idea, only for hardware. It's going to show you the last time they connected, how long they've, whether they've been fully backed up or not, what version of the service they're running, what operating system they're running. This is good fact check for if you're submitting a ticket on behalf of one of your clients to our support. You can get a lot of the information about what they're running, what they're on, and what they're doing from these various tabs. Okay, and that's just to provide you guys with more granularity into the account so that you can help track down who's using what and so on and so forth. Okay. The next tab is payment history. And it's really pretty straightforward. This is just going to show you a synopsis of what you're getting billed for. And again, you're billing the client, we're billing you, so you want to make sure you have an active credit card in here. And essentially this is really where you can follow up at the end of the month on what's being billed to you guys. So keep tabs on that. You're allowed to go in there and do that. Branding is where you're going to submit your support information, and this is really for Soonr's use, so that we know how to, basically communicate with your support team, and you just fill this out in there and you provide any extra support information, specific phone number, who to contact, who's the point of contact there for your support team, how best to get a hold of you guys, that kind of thing. Below this is the logo and branding that you can do for the actual partner portal. Okay, so this is where you would have the branding for the partner portal here. Okay. The marketing tab is a library of assets that allow you guys to, have access to things like, presentations, certain logos and key assets, collateral like data plan sheets, hybrid cloud sync and share guides, security architect guides. So, you don't need to look to us to get security architect guide. It's in your partner portal. it's right there, and you can get that to pass out and to lay rest any concerns clients might have over the security of the service. It's all right in there. The other thing that we have that's great in here under this marketing tab is the case studies. So if you're working with a specific industry, you can find that industry here, and you can match apples and apples with, you know, what they're looking for and what has been successful for somebody else in that same industry looking at Soonr. There's also some key programs and things like that, okay? And below you can even find some competitive matrices and battle cards that allow you to sort of match up, you know, Soonr to some of the other competitors out there in the same space, okay? So that's the marketing tab. And we're trying to develop this more and more. If you guys have something that you'd like to have that's not on there, let your channel manager know, and we can, you know, sync you up with our marketing team and figure out how to best deliver that to you guys, okay? The training tab is the same sort of concept, but more on a technical aspect. Training videos, some specific data sheets, the EULA agreement if you need that. If you go down here like this, there's some great walkthroughs for Active Directory, two-factor authentication, Office 365 integration, and even a sample bug report. If you open this up, this is some great information about what we need as a support team to help your clients try and you know, basically solve any issues that they're having with the service. So this is a good guide as to what your support team can submit to us that can really help us sort of figure out what's going on with, you know, whatever issue you might be having. There's a web dev guide in here as well. And if you scroll down further, there's some further training material like quick start guides and getting started and using the service and so on and so forth. Okay, that's the training tab. The integration, you need to request this to our support. So support@soonr.com if you're using ConnectWise and want to have this turned on. You can just request that to our support team. They'll have it turned on for you. And this essentially allows you to sort of use ConnectWise through a billing perspective and basically assist with that. The partner portal, the partner users is where you can add more people to your partner portal. There's 3 levels of access. There's the highest level of access, which is a reseller. And that means you can really just do anything inside the partner portal. You can create new teams, you can modify existing teams, start trials, modify trials. The next level down is modify, and modify means that you can adjust existing stuff, but you can't create new things. So you couldn't create a new trial, you couldn't create new stuff, but you can modify the existing stuff, okay? The third level is like a watcher or read-only, and that's somebody who just can go in and really has just read-only access. Can't access anything, can't create anything, can't modify anything, okay? So that's the partner portal, guys. Any questions on that? I think it's pretty straightforward. I think the key things to take away from there are making sure that you monitor the trial and the duration of the trial so that you can turn those off prior to them expiring. Being able to jump into accounts as an admin through the partner portal with that manage team button, and then just being able to understand the granularity that you have through the computers, users, and the team tab. Does that make sense, guys? Any questions on any of the partner portal?
No.
Okay. All right, great. And if anything comes up, guys, that you have questions on, you know, don't be afraid to ask. Remote wipe those devices that have been authenticated by the admins, right? And by the way, if you needed to remove a user